powerful sign. Look like...
I was next to them. They were doing the hard work of holding the sign.
Right. So we've talked before.
Yeah.
You think these executives hear anything you guys are saying? Or is it more important just to keep showing up to raise awareness? Because obviously Sunrise, nobody knew who Sunrise or any of these activists were like a year or two ago.
I didn't know.
Right.
So for me, showing up and putting all of me, including my body, on the table for the earth is my life's mission. It's what I have to do. So I think all of it helps at every angle, all of the time, and persistence with it.
And it's kind of like ironic because New York City, everybody's going a mile a minute in their own little world. But you have, like, before breakfast, like 150, 200 people showing up. How do you kind of get more people? Obviously, this is a very wealthy area. How do you get more people, particularly older people, who it's affecting their grandkids, to take notice? It's like we know Republicans only care when it affects them. We know a lot of, like, kind of wealthy Democrats care if things affect them. Some of these wealthier people in California, for example, are now having to evacuate due to fire. How do you get more people to pay attention to this as like an urgent crisis?
I was really impressed that there was elderly and a very intergenerational crowd even here. So yeah, it might be a sample size, but honestly, it doesn't take millions of people to make a shift. And many movements are started by a few hundred. And I think the awareness of climate change is obvious, but at the end of the day, we're shifting mindsets. And every person in here is an individual that makes up this system and that operates on these ideologies of corruption and oppression, of dominance, of patriarchy. So every mind helps add to that.
Right. And lastly, we're starting to hear talk, Bernie's talking about it, of prosecuting some of these folks. What are your thoughts on that? Because obviously that's, Wall Street doesn't like the term prosecution. These oil companies, Wall Street, they've gotten away with bloody murder for 20, 30 years because of our corrupt system. What are your thoughts on, should they be prosecuted?
I don't like to argue with insanity. I don't want to try to be rational with irrationale. What's happening is insanity. It's crazy making, and I'm not going to reason with it. I will recognize the humanity in that person and know that there's illusion in decisions that they're making. But I'm a humanist, and I know the potential is there for us to make these shifts. And I believe in that. And I believe in Bernie. And I'm voting for Bernie. And I believe in the movement that he has been a part of his whole incredible life, and the many people that are behind him. So I feel incredibly hopeful. And I also am realistic with what's happening. So that's why everything matters. Everything we do matters. What we eat matters. How we engage matters. And also, I think ultimately that we don't lose hope. Apathy is the biggest threat.